It's exactly what a ratchet's for, by the way. What's up, YouTube and maybe Facebook, Instagram? It is Eric with Verus Engineering, and today we're doing a VA STI UCW rear wing install. Brandon was nice enough to bring his car by from Western Ohio. He owns the company Deuces Wild. If you are from the Oxford area, be sure to check him out if you want some Subaru or other makes and models? Yes, other makes and models, Subaru included. But anyways, we're gonna do a UCW rear wing install on his car. It is his shop car. Pretty excited for this product. We've been asked multiple times since we came out with the VA WRX rear wing to do an STI rear wing, and now we've got one on the GR. I never know, GR, GV, sorry. GR, we have one on our GR, it's the sedan. Obviously we don't have one for the hatch, but now we're gonna have one for the VA sedan as well. Really excited about that. First, I'm gonna go over what's included in the kit so you guys understand what all is included. Secondly, I'm gonna go over the tools required. Overall, this install is gonna be really simple. It bolts on like factory and it looks like an OEM part in our opinion. So it's gonna be a really easy install and overall be really simple to do. Let's get to it. So we are on the manufacturing side of the shop. These are the kit components. So we have obviously the rear wing blade. We have the trunk mounts. Now I've already assembled this yesterday before he got here just so that I don't have to do it, but these will be separate. So trunk mount, we have the uprights. The uprights are the same part left to right. The trunk mounts are obviously left and right. We have some end plate washers. We'll have some hardware as well. It's gonna be M6 by 35 millimeter long studs that go in the bottom. We have some M4 hardware. Let's try and focus on that. M4 hardware that bolts the upright to the trunk base. And then we have double-sided tape to offer some weather protection, and we'll install that here shortly. And we'll have some end plates with end plate hardware for obviously installing the end plates. Brandon has opted for the carbon units. This is the sheet aluminum, which comes standard. The carbon fiber end plates are a small upcharge, and we do offer that for every UCW wing we currently offer. That includes basically all the hardware kit. All right, as far as tools that you will need, drill. I used a step drill bit. You'll need a 3/8 drill bit if you don't use a step drill bit. 5 millimeter Allen wrench, that is to tighten the rivet nut tool. 9/16 wrench, ratchet, 10 millimeter plastic rivet tool puller thing. 4 millimeter Allen wrench, 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench, needle nose pliers, a bubble level 10 millimeter socket. You can probably just use the wrench, doesn't really matter. Another ratchet or a Makita electric impact, isopropyl alcohol, microfiber, and then optional and highly suggested would be some detail spray, as well as a buffer or a way to polish the paint for where we remove the OEM unit. Highly recommend that. And then some touch-up paint if you're installing the rivet nut on the car. All right, so first part of the install, obviously we popped the trunk. Now we have a bunch of these plastic push pins. I'm gonna use a plastic push pin plier dealio. You can use a flathead screwdriver as well. These kind of just work a little bit better. But we're gonna basically remove all of these to get this felt ordeal off. All right, so at this point we have the little plastic covers are off right here. We're gonna remove these nuts. Now what I recommend is to kind of hold the trunk like this so that the nut actually comes down. Otherwise the nut may have a possibility of going into the trunk. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. All right, so the wing is loose by those 3 bolts at this point. We're gonna shut the trunk and actually have it latched, and then we'll pull it off. Now the wing is held on by a bunch of plastic pins or push pins, so it's gonna put up a fight ultimately. It's not gonna be fun, but as long as you pull like straight up, the wing will come off. it's probably a good idea to have somebody help. Ready? Cool. Push pins I'm talking about. If they stay in the chassis, obviously remove them. All right, so as you can see, it's a little nasty right here. And because we're gonna be installing our own parts here, I'm gonna clean this location. Our trunk mounts don't exactly fit in the same location as the factory because of aesthetics, in our opinion. So we kind of changed it around a little bit. So I wanna clean this, buff it, make it look really nice before I install our parts. Also, it helps the double-sided tape to adhere to paint instead of dirt. All right, so first step of the cleaning process for me, I'm gonna wipe off all the dirt, clean microfiber, and some detail spray. So just gonna try and not scratch anything about it and remove all the dirt. And then we're gonna buff it and get rid of this kind of weird hazing from the factory stuff. Buffing wheel, and we got some polishing compound. If you don't know how to buff, there's probably plenty of YouTubes on how to do so. And just like that, the paint looks significantly nicer. All right, so we have a trunk mount and upright fully installed. So off camera, I have installed the upright onto the trunk base with these 4 M4 screws. Now do not go crazy tight with these. You're looking at maybe something around 3 to 4 foot-pounds. Use like an Allen wrench that's like really short and then give it a nice little twist, but you can strip M4s pretty easily, so don't go crazy there. We also installed these M6 studs, and those, I'll get you the Allen sizes. I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll make sure that those are in the video. Basically bottom those out. Don't go crazy with those. Again, just like 1/8 inch turn past like snug. And then using those 3 points, I was able to install the double-sided tape really easily. So you just put the 3 holes through the double-sided tape while it's laying kind of like this, slowly push it on, start from the center, work your way out, and then double-sided tape's installed. It's really that simple. So then we'll basically go ahead and install it on the car, pull off the tab and stick it on, and then pop the trunk and then bolt it on. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, and before installing the double-sided tape, I did wipe it with isopropyl alcohol, 50-50 mix per 3M's recommendation. This is not what's actually holding the trunk on, or the trunk mount on. So realistically, prep is not super important, but just keeping with the standard of always doing this whenever I install 3M VHB tape, I always wipe the surfaces with alcohol, 50-50 mix, water, and generally speaking, it's above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And just like that, the trunk mount is installed. We obviously have to pop the trunk and do the 10mm nuts, but at this point, we're gonna do the other side, then pop the trunk, and we'll finish up the install. All right, so we have screwed on the fasteners on the bottom. Nuts, M6 nuts, about 6 foot-pounds. So we're gonna put a ratchet on it real quick, make sure they feel pretty snug. Feels pretty good. And at this point, basically, it's just gonna be, as far as inside the trunk, reverse the reverse as uninstalled, I guess. Basically put in the plastic, put back the OEM fiber shield deal, and then we'll finish up on the top of the trunk with actually installing our wing blade and the end plates. All right, guys, so it is time to basically install the blade. I have the 4 M6 by 25mm button head cap screws. Each one has, there we go, right there maybe, a washer on it. Those go from the outside in. Aesthetics, it really doesn't matter, but I've got those in my hand, and I'm basically, you can do this by yourself. You can basically put the wing blade and it rests on these fairly well, and then I recommend installing the front, and then on the rears you'll figure out what angle of attack you want. Clay will put up a photo of our angle attack map, I guess, or angle of attack chart as far as what it is on the rear there, and that basically is how you install the rear wing. Really simple. And like I said, it kind of just rests there. I wouldn't like walk away or do anything too crazy, but it does rest there fairly easily. And then, like I said, we're gonna install the front first. So that's the pivot point. And then we can figure out what type of angle of attack you want. Craziness, middle, low. We're gonna go a little in between for Brandon right now. He says he's looking into other front arrow to balance out this unit. So there you go. And then we're gonna grab the nuts and the nylock bolt, or the nylock nuts and the washers, and then we can fully tighten this on. As far as hardware, I believe you're gonna, tools, you'll need a 3mm Allen wrench on the bolt, and then I'm gonna use a 10mm socket on a ratchet to quickly snug those up. All right guys, the blade is installed at this point. We've got them tightened, again, 6 foot-pounds, not crazy there. The nylocks will resist backing off. Now we're gonna install the end plates. That's a pretty simple ordeal. You'll need a bubble level. We recommend running the end plates, the top or the bottom, to be flat with the ground. Granted, you can do whatever you want, but that's what we recommend. M4 flathead cap screws, I believe that's a 2.5mm on Allen wrench size, and again, not crazy torque, like 4 foot-pounds. I use the small side, so like I use this side and then I just tighten it. It's got an O-ring on the back side of it, which is really nice. Doesn't mar the finish as much. Those are anodized aluminum units. All right guys, so like I said, we're gonna install the end plates. Awesome, bolt came out. So, I don't know if we can get this on camera. Yes, there's an O-ring in there. So basically place the O-ring in there. It does not stick. You use a little bit of dab of water. I've noticed that actually helps. But I've also noticed that if you just put it on the end plate like so, and then you kind of install it, it doesn't go anywhere either. So you can do it either way. At the end of the day, it does kind of stink to do this though, so maybe you'll find a better way than me. Again, do not cross thread these. They are small fasteners, easy to cross thread, yada yada. But overall, not terribly difficult to do if you just take your time. If for some reason something doesn't seem like it's going together, stop. Don't just keep forcing it. Probably not a good idea. So, bubble level, I'm not sure if you can see that. There we go. Then we're just gonna snug it down. That's a done deal. All right, so basically the last part of the install, we're gonna replace this rubber bumper. You can obviously see it is somewhat soft. We're gonna replace that. We're gonna open up that hole to 3/8 inch, install an M6 rivet, and then that is gonna help transfer the load that the new rear wing is producing into the chassis and not just deflecting the trunk, which loses angle of attack. So, do that. We're gonna pop this guy off by pulling down, getting in there, trying to squeeze the plastic. Try, and then work it out. Come on. There you go. All right, so that's out. Now again, we're gonna open up that hole, 3/8 inch, install a rivet nut. was not recording. All right, so we're gonna use the stepper drill bit to open up the holes that I've already opened up because it wasn't on camera. Basically just, you know, drill it out like that, 3/8 inch, perfect. We're gonna hit it with some touch-up paint, and then we're gonna install the rivet nuts. Touch-up paint basically just to help reduce the chance of rust. Fingers crossed, it never even sees any water, but we want to reduce the chance of rust. All right, here is, let's freaking focus this. All right, here is the rivet nut. We include the rivet nut install tool, which is this part and the bolt. This is the rivet nut. That goes into the chassis. We then tighten the bolt while holding the nut still, 9/16 on the nut. That is a 5mm Allen bolt. We're basically just gonna crank that down till this pushes into the chassis, and then we will install a bolt and a nut, a lock nut into the chassis, which then again we're gonna have hit the chassis on the bottom there. So at this point we've let the touch-up paint dry on the hole. Once again, 9/16 wrench, let me double check that, 5mm Allen. We're gonna push this through. Maybe get a small little tap hammer. It's exactly what a ratchet's for, by the way. And then we hold the 9/16 still. I don't know if you can see. All right, I'll hold it there. And then we tighten in the bolt. And initially you won't feel too much. I mean, you'll feel some resistance, but not a lot. And then as it actually tightens down onto the sheet metal, you'll begin to feel it get a lot more torque. That's when you stop. So I'm starting to feel some tension. I'm gonna stop before I strip out the rivet nut, back it off, and you'll see a rivet nut now installed where there was a hole. Cool. Low profile socket head cap screw, jam nut. I'm gonna thread that guy in. I'm gonna use the OEM, so I'm kind of estimating right here. We're gonna probably go something like that. I don't know if you could thread that guy in, and that'll be a good starting point. And then we're basically gonna make sure that it contacts the chassis when the trunk is closed. All right guys, that concludes the install of the VA STI UCW rear wing. Overall, not a difficult install. I'd budget about an hour and a half to 2 hours if you're taking your time. If you're getting after it, maybe an hour. Overall, basic hand tools, nothing too crazy, especially if you don't install the rivet nuts into the trunk. That makes the install even easier. But if you're doing that, I guess it kind of adds a little bit of time and effort. Overall though, not difficult. The UCW rear wing will dramatically increase rear downforce, so rear grip at high speeds. So this is great for guys that are seeing track time or want more rear balance aerodynamically. Yeah, I guess that concludes the install. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know if you want to see any other install manuals, other things going on in the shop. We've got another install going on today. We're gonna try and outfit this STI with our air oil separator. So we gotta get to that. Till next time.